Now it's time to break it.
Welcome back to SplitScreeners. I'm your host, Aaron. This is Zachary.
This is I.
This is Gavin. This is the guy, Nick Lindblom.
Absolutely not. Hi.
This is Gavin.
We do have a chair for Gavin. He's not here this week. He's feeling under the weather, so hope that he gets better and he's back next week.
Every once in a while I can take his place and sit in that chair.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of
Gaming?
Your Week in Gaming.
Yeah?
Not a lot of big announcements this week.
No, had a pretty lame, at least in my opinion, Nintendo Direct.
What?
My question.
Oh.
My dumb question of the week.
All right, and your dumb question of the week brought to you by not this company.
Logan Paul's new drink.
Ooh, gross.
He's not sponsoring us.
They were very...
He's not brave enough to sponsor us.
They aren't bad, actually. Little strong on the flavor. It's like they put too much of the flavor in each drink, but they were pretty good. Favorite Star Wars character of all time?
Ahsoka Tano.
Okay. It can be from video games, movies, it doesn't matter. Books, doesn't matter.
Hands down.
Darth Revan.
Ooh. Chewbacca. I can't do it, but yes.
Oh, you can try that again. There we go. Chewbacca, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, that was easy, Gavin.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay. Like Gavin would be done yet. Keep going.
Sorry.
We bash on him, but we love him.
We miss you, Gavin. Come back.
Get good.
Baby, come back.
Yeah.
Baby, come back.
Blame it
overall
on you.
Kind of a lame week.
Yeah, only thing we really had was a Nintendo Direct with a few announcements.
Yeah.
I was most hyped for Mario Kart 9.
I think we said that last week on the episode.
Did not happen. We get more DLC, which Mario Kart 8, great game. It is almost a perfect Mario Kart, so 48 more tracks is awesome. Gotta wait for them, but
because
it will get me playing again every time a pack comes out.
They are coming out in tiers, 6 tiers over the next 2 years, so
by the end of 2023, they'll all be out.
But they're all old school tracks. They're not new tracks, which will be cool. I like a lot of old tracks.
Yeah.
So they're going to basically make this game into the greatest hits.
Yeah.
What they need to do is just pull a Smash Bros. And just release the game with every kart and racer and every track and just make it the perfect Mario Kart.
Yeah.
This will be the closest we get to that with 96 tracks, but
until 9 finally does come out on the Switch too.
Which will hopefully have all the tracks ever.
Hopefully that's just like a day one release title.
It's a handheld that you plug into your hand and project towards the TV.
What?
The Nintendo Switch 2. I'm just kind of coming out with concept ideas.
Hand projectors?
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't know.
Alright.
I'm bored.
It's going to be just a smaller version of the Switch now.
Don't say smaller.
Ooh, smaller. With twice the pixels. It's going to be a 1.5K device. Other than that, we got a few other announcements. Chrono Cross Remaster coming out. I don't think any of you have played Chrono Trigger or Cross.
Nope.
Gavin?
Gavin? Of course you have.
Definitely has.
Good RPG series, so I'm excited for that one. Haven't played it in a long time, since PS1.
We are getting a new Force Unleashed. I mean, re-release of Force Unleashed 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I mean, I don't need to play it again.
Especially since it's no longer canon.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, true. Nothing's canon anymore.
It's all an isekai.
Isekai!
Gavin's currently in his own isekai somewhere.
In bed. Playing video games. Isekai.
Right now,
Switch Sports follow up to the popular Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Get some bowling in again.
Yeah. At first, we were kind of afraid that golf wasn't going to be in there, but that's apparently going to be a DLC.
Just not on day one.
Yeah.
It's a little late.
Free update.
Probably my favorite announcement that for a new game, because I'm excited about the Mario Kart packs, but that's just add-on DLC. This was my favorite, I think, game announcement.
Yeah.
I really dug Wii Sports when it came out. It was a good introduction to the Wii overall.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool to replay some of those
Yeah,
games.
it'll be cool.
And they added a bunch of new stuff.
Really cool party game to play, especially with friends.
Yeah.
That's what they're best at, man.
Yeah.
Party games.
Yeah.
Very good. What else was in there? Assassin's Creed Ezio collection. Had to make its way to the Switch eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know they released Assassin's Creed 3 on the Switch at one point.
Yeah.
So, now it seems like they're working backwards.
No Breath of the Wild, too.
No Breath of the Wild 2.
Of course.
No
So
Mario
that's going to be a
Kart 9.
later half of the year if it does release this year.
Yeah. Kind of better.
Finally have to finish the first one.
It's a great game. Well, I think that's all I can think of in news this
Until
week.
next time, guys.
We'll see you next week.
Did you play anything this week, Zach?
I've been replaying Zero Dawn. One thing I didn't notice about that I didn't really pay attention the last time is the mouth animations. Sometimes if you pause the game like through a cutscene, like one or two of the characters' mouths will kind of freeze as they're talking and stop moving.
Nice.
I don't know if it was like because of a recent patch or an update, but kind of freaked me out a little bit because the other one was like the other character in the cutscene, his mouth will move perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And like your character's just like, yeah, and I'll go down there and help them out.
That sounds like a good glitch. I like it. Let's see what we can do with the
Speed racer it a little bit.
Still been playing Pokemon?
Oh yeah, played a little bit on the way to Montrose yesterday.
Is it still good?
Oh yeah, I
Is
mean
it still an isekai?
it's still an isekai. My biggest issue right now is playing with controllers that are ghosting or drifting.
Drift.
Yeah.
That drift.
So I'll be trying to sneak through the long grass and not like catch the attention of the Pokemon I'm trying to catch. And I'll let go of the trigger or the joysticks for a second. And my character will start running to the left and like right out of the grass, and I'll get attacked by that Pokemon. And,
Nice.
a lot of fun.
Good mechanic. They built that in on purpose. Hard mode.
I did get Madden, finally. I won't... We've talked a lot of shit about EA, and I do not buy games from EA for full price. So it was on sale today for $20, so I ended up picking it up. Only been playing it for a couple hours, but it seems super cool. I like the changes they've made to the franchise mode where you now can like go and hire your staff and bring in new scouts to scout college players. Really the only change I've noticed so far. I'm going to play through the Face of the franchise mode probably this week and see how that is. But yeah, it's Madden 21 with the new roster, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Finally get to play with the updated roster.
Well, good deal. You'll have to let us know. I just got back from my trip, so I did not play anything this last weekend. So we'll just end this episode with a question. Since we had the Nintendo Direct this week, let's just take a trip back. What are your top 5 Nintendo games of all time? I'll be a little lenient, and you can also use Nintendo exclusives, since I know you hate Nintendo with a fiery...
Whoa.
Damn.
I do not hate Nintendo.
I did stick with Nintendo exclusives, but I do have to throw out my favorite game was just made for Nintendo exclusive that wasn't made by Nintendo, Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah.
It helped that my uncle was part of the creation for this team. I finished it a few times now. It's always cool to see his name pop up on the list when you're going through credits. But this game was so much fun. This was probably my favorite game I owned on N64, Banjo Kazooie. I think the storyline is super fun. I think the worlds are super, the worlds are so coolly made. But unfortunately, because I was sticking with just Nintendo exclusives or Nintendo made games, I did not throw it on my list, but I had to throw it out there. So
game.
Zach, do you want to start us off with number 5?
Number 5. God,
I didn't put mine in order.
me either.
I'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
on the fly. So it was a really hard list for me to put together because I've only owned 2 Nintendo systems in my life, my Switch and my 64. And when I had my 64, which I still think is one of the best consoles of all time,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had maybe 4 or 5 games, like NFL Blitz, Mortal Kombat, I think 4, Pokemon Stadium, GoldenEye, and Rogue Squadron. And I'm going to have to say, though, playing with my cousins over at their house, I'll put Mario 64 on there. That's my number 5.
Yeah, great game.
Yeah. I'm not huge on the platformer version of Mario, but this game, I like the mini games that it had on there. I like the open world aspect to it. And I poured a lot of hours into just throwing penguins over the cliff.
Fuck yeah. It's a great game. And one of the first 3D platforming games out. Really.
Bowser used to scare the shit out of me as a kid, though. Like in that staircase.
Just
nightmares.
The painting or.
Well, the painting of Bowser, yeah. And then like that endless staircase.
Okay, up to his room.
Yeah. So if you didn't have enough stars or whatever it was, you couldn't go all the way to the top.
Great game. I
Nightmare
need to replay that now that it's on Switch.
Number 5 for me, I also went with a Mario game, Super Mario Bros. 3. This was I wanted to make sure I threw a Mario game on there. And this one's probably my favorite of all time. This is probably the one like if I'm hopping on and playing something like on your...
Yeah.
With all the emulated games on there.
Uh-huh.
This is the one that I usually hop on and play.
Good game.
Probably one of the only games I had for my... Was it the SNES?
No, Super Mario Bros. 3 was original Nintendo.
Okay.
If it was SNES, you're thinking Super Mario World.
No. I don't think so, yeah.
With the cape and
No.
other stuff. Super Mario 3 had like the frog suit, a lot of cool power-ups, Tanuki suit.
Tanuki. Aaron?
Well, Mario Bros. 3 is also on my list, though a little higher, but I'm going to just throw it out there because great game.
Yeah.
My 5th would probably be Mario Kart 8. Made my Mario Kart list. In a lot of ways, it's a perfect Mario Kart game mechanically. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, all the carts are super cool, and it's fun to like customize and try and get that right precision of like speed to weight balance is super fun.
Yeah, feels great, looks great. Whereas going back to like ones I played, like Mario Kart 64 mechanically is real hard to go back and play now. Not even just graphically, just how it feels. So that one's probably my favorite Mario Kart.
I do have to say that I've always had the motion controls, say the Mario Kart.
I turn those off.
I always go with it.
Yeah, controller only.
Zach? Number 4.
Number 4. Pokemon Stadium.
Alright.
That's
That's
never played
number
that
1.
One of my favorite like Nintendo based or like console based Pokemon games of my childhood. It does get a little repetitive, but had a blast getting my ass kicked as a child. Playing with my cousins. Yeah, just a lot of good memories with that game. Fighting over who gets to use Charizard or Mewtwo.
Yeah. I didn't play a whole lot of Pokemon games when I was younger. I have one on my list that I played a lot when I was a kid, but I wish I had played more when I was younger. Number 4 for me, Aaron just brought it up. Mario Kart 64. Well, I agree with him that Mario Kart 8 mechanically handles better. I think the game design and the level design is more fun. I probably have spent more hours playing Mario Kart 64 than any other Nintendo game out there. Mario Kart 64 is the whole reason I love Mario Kart nowadays, is because every time I play it, it just reminds me of being a kid and playing 64.
Yeah. Well, it's a good one. I spent a lot of hours on that on my 64. Between that and GoldenEye. which were probably my 2 most played games, and Mario 64.
Yeah.
And a few others, but those were definitely up there in the hours. My next one would probably be the original Super Mario Bros. Countless hours. That's my first video game that I remember playing. When I got my Nintendo, it came with it, that and Duck Hunt, but I played a lot more Mario. But Duck Hunt was fun too.
Duck Hunt was fun.
I think I prefer Duck Hunt.
Oh, I know you.
It's hard to leave your favorites off there. Like, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was the first game that I remember ever playing.
Yeah.
And I think if we ever did a list of like my favorite Sega Genesis games, it would have to be on there.
It would be, definitely, and I loved it and defended it as a kid, but I think between the 2 franchises, Mario is by far the better platformer, but I love Sonic.
Zach? Number 3.
Number 3. For this one, I'm gonna have to go
Pokemon Snap.
Zelda Breath of the Wild. Though I have not finished it yet, it's a wonderfully beautiful game. I love the mechanics.
Yeah.
I love all the weird, funky stuff you can do with it. Story's intriguing. I'm not a big fan of cooking in games, but it's not too bad in that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Cooking Mama, is that it?
Cooking Mama
Yeah, that is.
was on Nintendo, especially the handhelds.
But yeah, it's an amazing game and probably one of the better Zelda games that I've ever played.
Yeah,
I will
love
say I
Breath
haven't
of
played
the Wild.
Ocarina of Time, so.
Speaking of Ocarina of Time, number 3.
No,
Ocarina of Time.
Great segue.
Very few games when I was a kid do I remember that come out that I still like think about now as an adult, like is almost a perfect video game. Like the visuals of Ocarina of Time are beautiful, the music was beautiful, the storyline was great. I'm not a huge Zelda fan. I have not played anywhere near all of them by any means. I've played a lot of Breath of the Wild. I've played Ocarina of Time. I've played a couple others, but I definitely haven't played through the whole series. Mm-hmm. And I had so much fun with Ocarina of Time. My 1 and 2 are my 2 favorites, so they edged it out. Aaron?
Well, I'm down to number 2 on my list because I had that one. Yeah. But Ocarina of Time, favorite Zelda of all time. Such a good game, and just a lot of that's nostalgia. I really love Breath of the Wild, and between the two, nowadays Breath of the Wild has so much more and going, but nothing will ever top Ocarina of Time for me. Where I was as a kid at the right age, going through that, it was my first Zelda that I finished, and I went back and played older ones, but definitely have a soft spot for it.
All right, well, number 2, Zach, and then we'll do our number 2s, and then we'll go number 1s. So number 2.
So I'm gonna say GoldenEye. It's another game I played with my cousins quite a bit.
Yeah, if you played multiplayer GoldenEye, you were
I
concentrating.
was not aware of how cheap Oddball was. I just thought Oddjob. I just thought I sucked. But one of my favorite things was doing the big head cheats, paintball mode. I loved using the laser gun all the time.
Did you do what I did and turn the lasers only and go to the facility where you go outside in the snow and pretend you were in Star Wars in a Hoth battle, shooting lasers out there?
We always did the temple map when we were playing multiplayer. But I did play a lot of like the missions, like the single player missions. I loved the whole story on that, and that's actually what got me into James Bond as a kid.
Yeah.
Because I played that game a lot. Then I started watching the movies with my dad. And we had started with the Pierce Brosnan movies because of the game.
GoldenEye.
And then started going backwards towards Sean Connery.
That's exactly what I did.
And now it's basically any James Bond movie I'll watch.
Yeah. Yeah, loved that game, saw the movie. I was like, oh, this is cool. And I'm like, oh, there's a whole franchise. Let me figure this out.
I think I got World Is Not Enough, which is, I think, the blue cartridge for the N64.
Uh-huh.
And played with my siblings all the time, and I'd always cheat and give myself the rocket launchers and just sit on the edge of the map and just
Yeah.
blow them up and just listen to the whine.
Good way to do it.
Yeah.
All right. Nick?
Number 2 for me, I already talked about. I didn't play enough Pokemon, I think, when I was younger. But one that I did play was Pokemon Red. I'm not a huge handheld gaming fan. I mean, even when I play the Switch, usually it's connected to the base and I play it on my TV. They're just not for me. I don't like screens that small. I don't like.
Yeah.
But Pokemon Red was so much fun. Obviously, the introduction really into the Pokemon world. Haven't really gotten into the newer ones. So, like Pokemon Go, I got super into when it first released. And they started releasing newer generations. And I didn't really know a lot of the Pokemon from newer generations outside of like the mainstream ones. But I knew every Gen 1 Pokemon because of Pokemon Red. I absolutely love this game. Again, handheld game's not my thing, but probably wore out my Game Boy strictly playing this.
What color did you have?
Of the Game Boy?
Yeah.
Of the original Game Boy, I think I had the yellow one. And then when I got my Game Boy Advance, I had a purple see-through one, and it was sick.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I had, for my Game Boy Color, I had the purple see-through one.
I also had the purple see-through. For my Game Boy original gray, they didn't have cool colors
The
yet.
clunky brick.
Yeah. It was the OG.
The
And I
green-
played a lot of Tetris. That was the game I had on there.
Alright, Zach, number 1.
So I kind of wanted to just throw an honorable mention in there. I wanted to put Gold as my number 1 because I played a lot of that one on my Game Boy Color. But my number 1 would have to be Rogue Squadron on the N64 because that's basically where I played all my games except for the Switch.
Great game.
Fucking beautiful game. So much like little Easter eggs. I love unlocking the TIE Fighter at the end of the game. And
Yeah. Millennium Falcon.
Millennium Falcon.
A couple others that I don't remember.
Probably
Those were the
put-
big ones.
This was way back before you could track how many hours you put into a game, but like I probably put like 200 or more into that
Probably
game.
more.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably way more. I owned like 3 different copies of that game throughout my life, so
Fuck yeah. Well, my number 1, at least I think in this order, would be Super Mario World. Really just blew up everything I thought about Mario games at the time, and how it controlled, how it looked was just beautiful, and still holds up today. All these old platformers do. Unlike 3D games. You can go back to these and they still look gorgeous.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Number 1 for me, and it wasn't number 1 on my list, but as I looked at the list more, I just kept moving it up and moving it up. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate came out on the Switch. I've always been a fan of Super Smash Bros.
yeah.
But this one was so fucking good. The graphics were great. All the characters that they had were amazing. And I thought the fighting mechanics were really well done. I loved going back to levels from like the older Smash Bros. Games. And on the Switch, this is 100% the game that I've spent the most time playing. I've dumped hours into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I still suck at it. I am not nearly as good as I want to be, but so much fun.
Yeah, I do have a little bit of fun whenever I pick that one up. We thought about buying a copy for our Switch, but we just haven't got around to that one yet.
Yeah. It's a fun one. I don't spend nearly enough time on it.
Yeah, I wish I was.
If I'm on Switch, I'm usually playing Mario Kart or Party.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah, I felt bad leaving the Mario Party off my game or off my
Yeah.
list because we play a lot of Mario Party, but
Yeah, great series.
it's hard to even figure out which one of those is my favorite one realistically, because it seems like the mini games keep getting better as they get newer, but like I think the games were better back in the day, like the bigger maps and
Yeah, pros and cons to
Yeah.
each.
I would have to say, out of the Mario parties, I think the one where you get to play as Bowser is
I
the one
really
like.
like that mechanic.
yeah, that was super cool.
Having that 5th player play
Yeah.
as Bowser is really cool, and I wish they'd
Kept it.
find a way to keep doing that without the separate screen.
But I do tend to get bored with Mario Party quite quickly.
I mean, when you're losing, I understand. Get good, Zach.
I don't always lose Mario games. There have been a few fair times where I've won. Playing you guys.
Zach, there was a few times where you pulled into the lead before being
Well,
obliterated.
whatever.
Next week we have Horizon Forbidden West.
Yep.
And maybe we'll have played a little Dying
Dying
Light.
Light. And then in a couple weeks we have WWE. That one I'm super excited for. So I know that Zach will be playing a lot of Horizon when it comes out.
Yep.
I have to find time to switch between that and Pokemon.
Aaron and I will get into Dying Light this week. And then we'll have wrestling, and that is going to consume my life probably.
We have
for
Elden Ring
hours.
coming too, don't we?
Elden Ring is the last week of this month. So
Okay.
we're all going to have a game that's going to consume our lives for a while, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darling, you remember that game that I've been real excited for? Well, it came out.
It
You're
came
not
out.
going to see me.
I'll
for
see
a
you
very
later.
long time.
All right. Well, I think that's it. It is.
Been
Great.
a short episode.
Yeah.
It's a late night too. We just got done watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, if you like this, we are making episodes every week. You can give us a follow on YouTube. Obviously, that's where you're watching this at. We also do have a TikTok, the Split Screeners podcast, or we are on Twitter, SplitScreeners _. Gavin, even though he's not here, does stream a lot on Twitch at Boopity Games. He's also on TikTok and Twitter with the same name. Zach does a lot of Instagram and TikTok stuff.
Yeah, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, as Film Beast. Try sharing all my stuff to the main page as well.
Yeah, and follow Zach. I mean, he watches more TV and movie stuff than just about anybody I know, and he reviews it all pretty much right after he watches it. So, I check him out whenever.
I do too.
Something new
It's
comes
always
up.
fun to just
Check.
see that excited sparkle in his eye.
It was amazing.
Or that sad look in his eye when I come home
Yeah.
and see him watching Matrix Revolution.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I was shocked, man. I came home and that movie, the credits were rolling.
I
Just
just like,
he looked so sad as he looked over to me. I'm like, oh my god.
It was bad. I haven't even finished it. I started it, but I don't think
I'm gonna probably rewatch it at one point. But like when I first watched it, I was super tired. But I also am well aware that it's not the same level as the first one, or even the sequels.
Which is the sad part. I thought for sure this would be like the second
See,
best
you don't
Matrix
know.
movie. I'm like, there's no way this is worse than
Visually,
2 and 3.
it looked beautiful. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
cry.
please follow us, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what your favorite Nintendo games were down in the comments.
Yeah.
We will reply to every single person that comments. We are looking for people that want to comment and let us know. And
You want to interact with our fan base.
our very wide fan base.
Fan base is a stretch. We want to just interact with anybody that
Sometimes you
happens
just
to be
need to
watching.
stretch. We have dreams, guys. It
We
starts
do.
with you.
It does. Outside of that, thank you guys so much for watching. And it's
Time to split.
Time to split it.